Victor, what an honor to have you here in our live stream with Maria.
Hey.
I didn't realize Maria knows you, and then I checked out and I saw some pictures where you are next to Maria. So it's a small world.
It is.
Well, it's an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much, Alex. Maria, it's always lovely to see you. We actually have, come on over here, my friend, somebody here which we are putting into practice the network to get work.
Hande, hello.
MBA working.
Hello.
So how would you like to proceed today, Alex and Maria?
So, yes, this is the live stream that me and Maria, we are doing every 2 weeks. The live stream, it's regards sales and leadership, because I'm a sales consultant and Maria is an expert on leadership. And we would like, we know each other not very long. You know Maria longer than you know me. But I would like to ask you, Victor, why somebody needs to network to get work?
Well, there's that old saying that even in this digital age, the most of the job opportunities, and I guess for many people who depend on referrals for business, are gotten by people that we know, either people we've met online or offline. And there are techniques, I think, that are very valid to get to know people, get to know them better, develop a relationship, whether it's on Zoom or on Restream or on LinkedIn, or whether there's something, maybe tactics to going off and networking in the city and meeting people in person. So I like the old school better, but hey, can't deny the power of online and technology.
Yes, I'm with you. I agree totally with you, and especially the obstacles, let's say, or the challenges that I'm facing, because I'm also old school. I'm a guy that I didn't have any internet till I was 30 plus, so everything was by physically meeting people. So I see there is a big obstacle and a challenge on this internet world, on this online world, to get known, to get the audience that you want to reach out. It's not so easy, right? I feel that I'm like limited from Google's or for any browsers like Goodwill, let's say, to show my content or not.
Okay, well, I think there's a number of things that we can do, because a lot of people do need some help in this area. And even though they use LinkedIn every day, they don't use it effectively to grow their network, or they don't use it with intentionality in order to convert people. So,
yes.
For example, this happens both online as well as offline. For example, a lot of times when people will go to events here in Barcelona, it's pretty well known that any day of the week, there's probably going to be 4 or 5 events that you can go to. And there is this, I think people just kind of go and let things happen. Hopefully I'll meet with somebody, but what ends up really taking place quite often is that people will know each other, particularly if you're in the expat English-speaking world. People tend to huddle together and they stay with the same people all night. So unless there is an actively organized and orchestrated session for people to break the ice and forcing them to meet different people, we kind of get into our clusters and our comfort zones, and we don't really develop contacts. Also, there are some techniques that can be used in order to be more effective. I once attended a session with a famous professor from ESADA, and it was all about this amazing techniques for networking at cocktails. And I never really thought about it. And this professor, he was just fantastic, because he talked about getting a table and making sure that the person you're speaking to on the other side of the table has you focused on them, and so that there aren't distractions with people walking around. And for example, if I'm at a table and most of the action is taken behind me, they're looking at me as well as all the other people. So he was suggesting, try to make sure that you can get yourself into a position where people can focus on you, as well as even before you go out to these sessions, know what you would like to talk about, know how to pitch yourself, not in 30 seconds, but in 10 seconds. And so you make a nice, powerful impression. And if you'd like to get to know them more, you can, but be prepared to go out and meet lots of different people. And sometimes I get asked, Alex, very pointedly, any techniques that I would suggest. And one thing is definitely you need one of these with you. You need it fully charged. And I would suggest having a QR code on LinkedIn, or even having a card, so that if you don't want to pull out your phone all the time, you can use a card that has all your details, and they can just tap it and zip, and they get it right into their phone. And that allows you to really get to know them more rather than focusing on trying to contact the details. I don't know if this is the kind of stuff that you wanted to chat about.
Yes, that's very interesting. But what you mentioned before, like how to use LinkedIn effective, can you recommend some sites or links or some names that somebody could investigate and find out more?
Well, I have run some of these sessions in the past. There are some tools that I really like that are sanctioned, that are permitted by LinkedIn. One of the challenges I used to have is I would find people that I liked on LinkedIn, and then I use a CRM, and it was a very clunky process to bring those contacts that I had met on that I found on LinkedIn and then put them into my CRM so that I can follow up with them later. And there is a tool that you can just click on the contact and it automatically puts you in. I use HubSpot, but you can use it with different CRMs, and that way you can capture it and continue to do this, so that as you get to know people, you can take the conversation off of LinkedIn, which is a little bit frustrating how it manages conversations, and get it into your email so that you can also start to develop your email contacts, because I think that's the most powerful thing that you can have. But there are a number of tools that can go out and find emails for you if you need to reach somebody. And there are, within LinkedIn, I would also suggest following some of those tutorials that they have. But the most powerful thing is to have a nice, powerful profile summary, because these are actually the areas that SEO will use to find people. So when people are searching and they're going to search on LinkedIn, if you don't have the image that you want of yourself, if it's not professional, and we've had some stuff, Maria, you can chime in whenever you want. Sorry, I just keep talking about the importance of having, a really powerful first impression picture right there on LinkedIn, not, a picture that you took a selfie and you think it's kind of good. Now, you should have a professional one if you want to have a professional relationship. And if you want to use LinkedIn as really your powerful tool to make new contacts and develop things, definitely invest in making sure you have a powerful, friendly, potent smile there.
I think a lot of people forget that LinkedIn is social media. They see it like a professional thing, and they don't see it as social media in the same way as they see Instagram and Facebook. But I think if you approach it in that way, that it's a social media and that you have to develop social connections, and it's not just about pitching people and things like that, but actually growing relationships, it can be a very powerful tool.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that, Maria, because the other thing is a lot of people, when LinkedIn first started, it seemed to be the electronic version of your CV.
Yeah.
And that's how people kind of put it up there. But if you really want to be effective, we have to start migrating and using it, as Maria just said, as a proper social media tool, and have it as like a mini website for you that really emphasizes what you want. Yeah. And it takes the user or the people who are looking at you through an entire process, which is to eventually buy your services. Using it as an electronic version of your CV or your resume is not a very effective use. Nobody wants to read a CV. They want to read about you, make it more interesting, add pictures, add little videos, add short stories. There's a lot of stuff that you can be doing to actively take advantage of your LinkedIn profile. And the other thing that I do is I do this with all of my interns and the people who work here at Metropolitan, is that whenever they start, I give them about 3 or 4 day courses, lots of 15-minute sprints on how to use LinkedIn effectively. And one of the things people definitely do not do is they don't use the 100 invitations per week that LinkedIn allows you.
Yeah.
You should definitely invest maybe a half hour of your time, find people, max it out every week, go out and look for the people that you want. And also get rid of the people who do not answer. People forget about that, and that can be very painful.
Withdraw.
So treating it as kind of a website that has a user experience that learns about you and how to understand what you do is very important. And it can be kind of tricky for people who are about our age, who don't only do one thing. So if you're if you're a developer in a project and you have no sales need, sometimes you fail to understand the importance of this. If you're in sales, you got to basically be focused and deliver value immediately. But a lot of people that are not in the sales mindset, they don't really see the need for it. And the challenge is that it has to exist before your profile and your network need to exist before you need to tap into it. Because by the time, if you try to build your network and exploit the network at the same time, basically people don't trust you and you're not really nurturing a relationship with anybody.
Thank you very much, Victor. It's very you shed a lot of light of information for many people. I think certainly for me. How does the MBA, and let me say what the MBA is, because MBA stands also for other things, right? The Metropolitan Business Association. How does your business, where you are the co-founder and the networking ninja, as you say, how does it help people network?
Well, would you mind if I brought Hande in?
Yeah.
Go.
Hande, you still here?
I'm here.
Oh, come on over here. So this is a living example of how the MBA is working. Come on over here, Dave.
I was literally taking notes of what he's saying, and I was looking at my own LinkedIn. I'm like, damn, I have it looks like a digital CV, and I was like, literally, I have to change this. So thank you, my friend.
Okay, but he was questioning about how does the MBA work? And so what we try to do, Alex, first of all, we try to create an environment where people are helping not only to get something out of it themselves, but to put something in. So we like to generate leads for everybody who's in the group. It's a very cohesive group, and for the moment right now, it's free. So we have a little movement going on. I think we can tap ourselves on the shoulder. So I'm one of the founders, and there's, I think, 5 other women. They're all women right now, co-founders. They're all powerful, cool, fun, loving, awesome women. And what we're trying to do is to build a community where we all help each other generate leads and warm recommendations. As we started at the beginning of our, I guess, show here, that a lot of business takes place by warm recommendations and introductions to each other. So what we try to do, and this is a live example, is right now we're in the process of putting together a party.
Yes, we're going to celebrate our so far success. We established this co-founded with Maria as well, among 6 English speakers. And it was established May, and it's just like right now growing so fast, but with strength, right? It's just not growing substantially without control, but with the mission, with an understanding, with the philosophy. So we want to celebrate this success that we support each other. We created a safe space for everybody to come and practice and pitch and be heard and help each other to improve, literally. So it's a really incredible space, and couldn't be happier of the people who have reached out to us and consistently showing up. By the way, how we mentioned, it's 8 a.m. in Barcelona. So that's another, I think, great success that people continues to come here. And now we're going to be planning our next event to celebrate and connect this holiday season. So yeah.
But what I was talking more about was the fact that, for example, when we do our events, we ask people to do a very quick pitch of 30 seconds. But we also want them within that 30 seconds, not only to pitch themselves, but to let us know what they're looking for. So the ask. And I try to take notes on what everybody's asking for that week, because it could change week to week. And that way, during the rest of the week, I write down what people are looking for. And if I have somebody in my network that I might be able to introduce them to, I make that happen. As an example, last week, I was talking to Hande. She's looking to do some changes in what she wants to do for a living. And it just happened to be that I spoke to 3 different people that I think could use Hande's skills. You want to talk about that?
Exactly. Now, we are in the process of, thanks to him, I have redone my CV, dusted off the old CV, redid it, and I was like, wow, damn, I got some good skills here. And we presented, and I applied to 2 jobs thanks to him, and it's in working progress right now. I also, with the last week, our meeting, met a lovely person, Ariana, one of our members. and we're in the process of collaborating. She does a podcast focusing on wellness. So we're going to meet tomorrow, me and her, to start brainstorming and doing a podcast together on the subject of wellness.
Yes.
So that's how we just don't talk. Actually, we put things in action.
Excellent.
So let me ask you something to understand certain things better, because I think the same questions are questions that also potentially our audience has. This networking, this opportunity that you provide through the MBA, are only for people that live in Barcelona, or somebody that lives in another country could take advantage of networking with you, Victor, and getting network, let's say in Barcelona, in Spain, or in Europe in general?
Well, chime in here, Maria, if you want. But right now, I believe it's really locally based.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what we are doing, to be fair, is I am actually getting, as another example, there's one guy in our group. Everybody loves him. He's a giant of a man. He's a giant teddy bear. His name is Vincent Stefanini. And I don't know why, but he's had people in Italy who had never heard of me calling me to help them promote their event in our magazine. And so, as an example, it's actually a company, a person I've never known, never met, and we've conducted business because he saw on his LinkedIn profile he was promoting the MBA. He didn't even know them, but he promotes the MBA. They contacted me, and now I've had like 3 or 4 different clients like that. I also have a client in Vilnius from a friend of mine who's a coach, and she's out in Lithuania. She's doing some fantastic stuff. And I get a call from somebody in Vilnius that I never would have expected. So there is a second and third degree of separation that comes to us, but I'd never met these people. I didn't intend to network with them. But, you know, when you have people who really want to help you because it's a warm introduction from a friend, you know, magic can happen.
That sounds so fantastic. So there is like this event that you do every 2 weeks
Every
in your
second.
office in Barcelona. We have also a chat from Mr. René Manfred, which says that he will be excited to be part of this great network. And you mentioned before that you're going to do a party. Are you referring to some other event, or it's the party?
Yes, I went straight to the party with the previous question. Yes.
So in addition to our morning networking sessions, we also want to have some social stuff so people can also bring their spouses, their friends, their significant others. And you know, one of the things I like about doing is meeting at 8. I prefer actually to do it at 7 if we could, but 8's also already kind of pushing the envelope, and that way we get rid of the people who aren't serious about it.
Exactly.
So 8
it's a
o'clock
filter.
already.
Yeah. It's a
8
filter.
o'clock. Yeah, that's right. And the reason I was mentioning so that in case we want to do some other things, like for example, we're talking about, we haven't done it yet, but I've spoken to 2 companies that would love to have us come to visit them, to learn about what they do and see how they could add value. For example, one of those organizations with whom we don't have a firm agreement is the new Barcelona Finance Hub. And I was thinking about taking our group to present there, and it sounds like a fantastic fit. But our morning meetings are now pretty big, and it'll be a bit tight to do our events there. But still, they can talk to us about the 4, core sectors that they promote. And it's a beautiful venue. It's a co-working spot right in the building of the Bolsa de Barcelona, so the stock market.
Yes.
And they have some fantastic, not only the facilities, and you know, you couldn't get more centrally located, but also they have a number of events that they host that would be relevant to our team, to our members. And so that's one, as we want to do a number of events that are kind of corporate trips and that maybe open the door to either more business or just some fun. We had a nice evening. Our kickoff was at this place called the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
It's a museum on Paseo de Gracia. I don't know if anybody else besides me knew about it.
No. I mean, after that, everybody did, but
and it's we want to do more of those. I've already spoken to somebody. I'm gonna leave some information here because I haven't shared it with the exec team. But the Casa Batlló has also invited us to have a night with them, like a night with Cava, and we just get to know each other, have a cocktail event. I need to lock it down. I spoke to the director there, my friend Mikar, and this is something in store for us. But we also would like to do more things that would promote an organization that Maria may know a little bit more. I've known Homeless Entrepreneur extremely well. I was actually there when I think Andrew Funk wanted to launch it on my radio show. And Homeless Entrepreneur is a fantastic organization that's trying to help people to help themselves who have talent and skills, but they find themselves in a difficult position. So this is another organization, another thing that we like to do that's part of the group, but not core. Would you like to share that a little bit, Maria?
Yeah, I think one of the things we wanted to do is also give back to our community. So we're bringing our community together. It's supporting the entrepreneurs and the business owners, but also give back to the people around us who might need it. And Homeless Entrepreneur does seem really aligned with what we're doing. So we invited Andrew to come and speak to us. And interestingly enough, at the end of his speech, one of our own members went up to him and said, I think I need your help. I need to get into your program. So we decided we were going to work with them, but we didn't realize that one of our own people would need that support. So now we've come together with Andrew to create, she's now been integrated into his program, and a team of our members have come together to support her. And we are also, as a group, trying to help her find opportunities to find a job or to give her work. So it's been, I think, a great experience because it's brought the members together around a common cause. And it's also one of the things that was really important to us when we decided to found this. So
yeah, a lot of times, Alex, a lot of us who are entrepreneurs or self-employed, we sometimes our friends talk to us about how cool it is to be an entrepreneur and not have a boss.
Yeah.
When in reality, those of us who do this, sometimes the entrepreneur adventure sucks. You're up late at night. It's unpredictable revenue. You may not have one or two annoying bosses, but you may have 100 really annoying clients that are unreliable, don't pay very little when they do. And it's if you employ anybody, sometimes you are their paycheck. So a lot of times when you're a small organization, in particular small organizations, those employees actually become close friends. And so you're up late at night because you know that a decision you might make can have an impact on your close friends' ability to make money. And so it's something that I think our organization really takes to heart, and something I like a lot is reflected in our board. We're, at Metropolitan, we're really huge about empowering women, and as you can see, the vast majority of the women who are the co-founders are self-employed, and I think really represent the spirit of what I was hoping to achieve. And so I want to say thank you so much to Maria for stepping up and being president. Hannah here is always helping me out with things. And, we're doing fantastic work, but there's so much left to do.
Yeah.
Actually, we got to get you in there, Alex.
Yes, I will come on Tuesday. I will be there with you, 8 a.m. in the morning. Let me tell you that Tuesday morning is the busiest day for me, but I will shift everything forward, and I will be there at 8 a.m. That's a promise. So I'll be there. I also will go to Greece next week, so I put that also for Wednesday. So to be there. So
Greek islands, huh?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, not the islands, but only Athens. But it's nice. It's nice anyway. But I wanted also to mention that you are the publisher of the Barcelona Metropolitan, which is the only and the most famous English-speaking newspaper in Barcelona. Is that correct?
Well, I would call it more a magazine than a newspaper, but we have been around since 1996, so 28 years now. And we're a lifestyle magazine, and we like to cover anything that's relevant to basically people who want to move to Barcelona and make it their home. So relocation, international education, getting a job, professional development, public speaking skills,
legal rights,
legal, immigration, everything that has to do
health, wellness,
building a life here in Barcelona. And so yes, thank you so much for the plug. It's been around for quite a while, and we're starting to grow and offer a number of services. So people want to get help with crafting the right message, whether it's in an article or an ad campaign, or maybe also interviews. We're thrilled to do that. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call at Barcelona-Metropolitan.
Exactly. So everybody that wants to get in contact with you should either call you or message you on LinkedIn. And they can also, people that have the interest, they can also advertise in the Barcelona magazine, right?
Yeah, so in addition to marketing services, one of our, big value adds is that we already have a pretty loyal following for the last 27, 28 years. So not only do we have marketing services, there's a lot of digital marketers and that help you craft the right message, but in addition to that, we have an audience that is dying to read your content. So this is one of the big plugs and added values that we
It's
offer.
very, very, very interesting, very nice, the magazine. I had the opportunity to check it out and read, and I was impressed from the variety of themes. So I thought it's going to be only, you know, financial or only business, but no, it covers everything that somebody would expect to see here in this city.
That's the only way I found out what's going on in the city is through that magazine. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a clue. As Victor said, there's so much happening all the time. You
Yes.
can't follow. And that's, I love getting those emails where I actually see, okay, now I can choose because I know what's going on. I'm not going to miss anything.
So I used to read it in '96 when I had just arrived. And I've mentioned that some people think that I was the founder because it was founded the same year I got here. But I used to read it because it's hard to find people who spoke English, surprisingly now. So that was '96 to 2006. In 2006, I started doing a lot of work with NGOs, as well as investing in small tech companies here. So for 2006 to 2016, I changed from being a reader to being an advertiser. So I already knew that I was getting fantastic returns by advertising the magazine. And because of that, when an opportunity presented to buy the magazine, well, we took over. So I've had 3 different types of relationships with the magazine: reader, advertiser, now director, and we're looking to grow many things. And one thing I would love to emphasize is we're here for the long haul. So we don't mind growing very slowly, but we do want to establish partnerships. And we do a lot of articles for free if they're not salesy. So if it's educational to the community, we love to have that content. But we're also doing like a affiliation program. So if somebody doesn't have a lot of money to advertise, but they would like to share part of the revenue, we can do a pay-per-click, or we can do, I guess, a percentage of sales. If you would like to advertise, we just drive traffic to your website and we get a small percentage. So, but more than anything, looking for partnerships and people to help us grow the readership too. What do you think, Hande?
I love it. I have contributed to the magazine several times myself in the wellness area. And I must say it created a great traffic, and I got 3 clients as a result of it.
And we can spill the beans. There's another article to come. Hande put in an article, and we have another article that will be published very soon. But is there any other question, Alex, that you had for us?
Yes. So I have a final question for you. So it's so successful and so super fantastic, everything that you do. Do you plan to have like for Madrid the same concept, or for another city?
Franchise. Should we franchise, Victor? Let's take over the world.
We're still in embryonic formation, but yes, we plan to conquer the world. So we have a, albeit modest but growing base. There is Madrid Metropolitan, and I'd like to do it in what I call the five M's, or 4 M's: Madrid, Marbella, Mallorca, Malaga, and there's another one. Okay, that's it, and Barcelona. So we do plan to grow. But first we're going to get the steps here in following our president's guidelines and our processes. Make sure we have that in place, and then we'll grow to other cities as well.
So if somebody needs to get more information about what you are doing, he should either contact you or contact Maria, right?
That would be or Hande, or go to our LinkedIn page. We have a LinkedIn site, and we are developing our own website now as well. And so we will have. It'll be a repository for information for our members, as well as maybe some helpful information for people who would like to understand how to network better in Barcelona, as well as some of the metrics, so we can keep track of how we are adding value to each other. So this is one of the bigger challenges that the developers are working to, but I'd like to be able to quantify and demonstrate to people who are interested, how many leads are being generated, how many deals are getting closed. This is a little bit trickier, but we're working on that right now as well.
That sounds everything so fantastic, Victor. I have to say that you were so far the most energetic guest that we had in our show. we are almost 2 years, Maria. We are doing that. Almost 2 years.
Yeah. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Victor is the most energetic.
Yeah,
really.
definitely.
Well, I'm excited. I love this, guys. Actually, it's just easy when you're around great people, And I'm a little nervous, I have to admit. I'm with Hande here. She's a physical fitness personal trainer, and I think she's about to find out how flabby and fat I really am, and how little I can handle, because she's going to kick my ass. And as part of the see, there's another example of networking, because I know what she does. Now I'm going to be a client of hers.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
Yay.
Here's an idea. Whoever can give us a 50 push-up can enter the event for free.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
50. Okay.
Well, I guess I'm not going to get in for free.
Me neither.
I used to be able to do that in college, but anyway, it's wonderful being here. So thank you so much for the
Wonderful to
opportunity.
have you here.
And if ever you would like to chat about something more specific, then that would be great. I do have some techniques. One day we can do maybe a seminar with different people who are networking, ways to be effective at networking at cocktails, for example, and go to examples. Maybe do some videos.
Oh, yeah.
And because I think really people are really not as good as networking in Barcelona as I used to see them in New York and San Francisco and Mexico City. I was just mind-boggled how well they network in Mexico City. And here we're a little slow. So, but that works in our favor because we can help people.
Of course, of course. Fantastic. So thank you very much, Victor. Thank you for being. I didn't catch your name. It's
Hande.
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 H-A-N-D.
You are super energetic and very nice. So thank you very much for
Likewise, Alex. Thanks for
sharing your energy here in our show. So it's fantastic.
Okay. Well, thanks. And
Thank you.
Maria, I will see you soon.